Okay. Alright. Hello.
Yo.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Rain.
And
It doesn't say it. I'm so sad.
we're gonna play this game that doesn't say its name, I guess. Did the PS2 version do that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry to disappoint.
How about we just real close?
Give me you
The yellow corners are fully, so it did have to come out a little bit so easily saved. There we go. Or we just zoom in again.
Say something else there.
No.
Sorry.
You done?
Maybe. Keep talking.
No. I want to start this thing, and I'm sad
Okay,
because it
I think that's
didn't
pretty
do
close.
this thing. I'm so sad. I'm crying.
I still need to pull up the Twitch chat, actually. That's what the stop box for. Let me close all these other tabs.
There it was. Ah. Oh, there it was. Playing Okami. We're also playing on. I am also playing on the PS3 because that is the version I bought before the PS4 one was announced. Back when I decided I was playing this game. So there is a slightly crisper version of this HD version. It's been re-HD'd again for the first time.
I mean, they're probably pretty similar. I bet the other one has like maybe
I mean, you can see a little
like
grain
one or two
here.
texture
I bet
passes and a couple like lighting effects that might be different.
I have played this game before, not in a long time, and I have not beaten it. Which is why we're playing it now. I can fear some cave dwelling beasts. This game's real pretty. Body like a mountain. 8 heads. Size of tree trunks. Don't look at the 8-headed snake. Don't do it. It's a bad.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Street Patrol.
Gotta two-factor that shit.
Boo! Lame. Fight that wolf. He done got beat by a wolf. What a joke.
Okay. Alright, I did it. Okay. Everything's alright. Go ahead and close my home stream over here. Let me know how the audio is. I was messing with all of it a little bit because it always varies from game to game. I think the game is mostly fine relative to the voice, and I think the voices are probably mostly fine, but it's an imperfect science of I just touch the knobs until it's better.
Beep, beep, beep. Story team still going strong.
Damn, shots fired. Holy shit. Brian's fucking up my chat ability. God damn.
Why?
Just dragging me real hard. Huh?
Oh, I think he's...
Hey man, I'm getting my sea legs back. I held that controller for like 100 hours. What do you want from me?
The wolf that growled outside the village. Oh!
This is a lot of exposition right up front.
And we're gonna live through all of this as well. Due time. If memory serves, that's like one of the first things you do. Deal with this clown. One of the first big things. Gusts of divine wind. You farted on the snake's fire.
Oh, good point.
What?
It is weirdly letterboxed on there. I didn't even notice that. Let me see if I can fix it.
It's probably because
Just keep
I
going.
had to change the resolution on the game because it said you needed the corners in view because it was a little too zoomed in.
Oh, you should just... Alright.
What? Just
I was
leave
gonna
it.
say,
It's
just...
fine.
I can fix it, I'll fix
Hey,
it.
edits. Did you edit scene though? Can you? Is this?
Let's find out.
I'll let you deal with it.
Do it live, fuck it.
Oh dear. Rip. Bye.
I think it'll be okay.
Bye.
It's gonna be really hard. I would have just left it like a little jacked up on the TV, but this is fine. Again, doing this by hand. Not the most.
When suddenly the black cloud overhead dissipated. The moon.
Look at me drag the video game.
SOS. Light of the moon.
Oh god,
also.
ugh.
What did you do?
Nothing. The scroll, like,
Oh.
that scrolling across the screen really fucked up my mind.
By his sword.
Okay. That looks good.
Cool.
Thank you for the...
Mini onions.
Yeah.
Sword poised high.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Like a puppet on a string.
I'm glad we fixed it. It's better now. Again, every game is different. Although I'm a little surprised because I have all that shit turned off on this TV. Like all that overscan garbage.
The game prompted it. I think it just does automatically. Damn.
Because almost always with every other game it's 1-to-1 now. Because by default TVs usually ship with overscan on, which will zoom the whole thing in by like I don't know how many pixels, but which I don't know why they do that in fucking 2018. Because that's for like old school broadcast television where they'd like hide weird fucked up data around the edges of the image. And now I guess they just do it because that's the thing they've always done, but it's the first thing I try to turn off for video game purposes when I'm booting up a new television.
Wolf beat snake, wolf die. Hoarse and pitiful bark. He die. Rip dog. This game starts with a dog dying, isn't that sad?
I'm working on it, man. Nothing. Just watching the chat. And the game. I've never actually played this game. It's one of those things that bought the Wii version probably the day it came out. And, 15 years later or whatever, I've never touched it. I never had the PS2 one. No. Heard it was good at the time, but I never played that one either.
When Jillian and I got around to picking up this game, the Wii one was out, but it was cheaper to buy a new PS2 version than a used Wii one, so we bought the PS2 version. And that's the one that I have played. So obviously it's fairly similar to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And so quickly, no it didn't. That was long.
I mean, this is... I'm trying to remember what else they did. I think they did Beautiful Joe too. This is a Clover Studios joint.
Yes, this was originally.
Well, yeah. Went on to became a large amount of... Yeah, right. They became... A lot of people left Clover to foreign platinum games.
Legendary sword.
Yeah, they made Okami and Beautiful Joe and God Hand.
God Hand.
They even made both of those offshoot Beautiful Joe games, Red Hot Rumble and
Look
the
at that
DS
head,
one.
look at that many-headed snake! Poisonous snake.
Oh, Brian had the PS2 version. Brian, have you ever played God Hand? I've never played God Hand either, although I know that game also has quite a few diehard fans. But I played the shit out of both of those Beautiful Joe games, though. The games are awesome. Hard as hell.
Never played one of them. It's the most Clover I've ever gotten. This game. Don't say it. Don't wish darkness upon the world. Oh, he screamed. Oh, you coward.
Oh, never mind. He put it in reference form to a different thing. Huh? But I can't tell if that's a compliment or like a backhanded. Are you dragging me too? Or man. Jeez. Everybody's all up in that shit today.
I'm sick. Leave me alone. I woke up with a sore throat yesterday, and it's only getting worse. I should have taken preventive measures yesterday, and I didn't. I'm smart.
Oh, this is good. Honestly, I think this is already better than like some of those episodes of Persona were. Mostly just because I got so dialed in that not fucking up that game that I found it hard to speak some of the time. The dungeon stuff was harder than anything else. When you're dating or whatever, it's fine.
As with life.
So glad we streamed that game just because it's the only way I ever would have finished it.
I'm glad you did finish it.
I'm getting old. I don't know if I had the mental capacity to like fight all those things and make the words happen all at once. Oh, look at her weird peach boobs.
Yep. This game is hella Japanese. We're gonna see a lot of her. She comes around often. Over the years.
Brian wants you to feel better. And he'll berate me twice as much on your behalf.
Cool. Thanks.
There you go.
Give me that disc.
That's the thing.
If I remember, I liked the rosaries a lot in this game because they were just basically like whips.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like 3 types of weapons. There's these discs, there's the rosaries, and then there's swords. And they all kind of function the same way. You're like throwing them at dudes. But I like the just extended reach of the rosaries a little more. Ah, such divine like much grace. Okami Doge.
So does Okami actually mean like God something?
It's like Kami is God, and I think O is kind of like an added honorific onto that.
Okay, it's like super God.
Because like sometimes they would address like royalty or like divine royalty, like they'd add like -O to the end of their name. So I think it's kind of along those lines of whatever. Because Kami is just God.
Google Translate says landlady, which I don't think is correct.
I don't think so. Landlady Amaterasu.
Of course I am typing and like I'm not even actually sure if it can recognize Romanji.
I don't think it
that's
does.
probably why.
It says, I think that's going to.
No, that's my search history. Don't worry about that. That was for naming Pokemon.
Gaze above you. Ah, the condition of the sky. It's real shitty. Has it? This is not a good. I also just love how Amaterasu, the dog, just gives like actually 0 fucks this entire game. Like look at right now. Mm-hmm. It's just a dog. It's just sleeping. This goddess is telling me about this stuff, and I'm just like, good night.
Sure.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's fair. Brian was just saying it was hard for him to get into like some stuff that's super long for him, which that's again depending on the game. Like he said here, it takes a game that like Persona 5 that I have to be pretty fucking invested in to want to get to the end of it. That's that reason I still never played like Fallout 4 or whatever. It's not that I haven't liked those games in the past. Like I haven't played the last 2. I haven't played Fallout 4 or Skyrim, and I really liked Oblivion and I really liked Fallout 3, but it's just so many hours. Like the investment is so high. In terms of raw time that you need to put into those kind of things to get the most out of them. Not saying I'll never play another,
never again.
Bethesda RPG again or whatever, but tall hill to climb, that's for sure. I did play a little New Vegas, but I didn't finish it. That was like, because I finished, I think I mostly finished Oblivion. I don't think I quite finished Oblivion, and I super finished Fallout 3. I even beat like most of the DLC in that game. But I played like some of, but not like an extensive amount of New Vegas.
He made a picture. He's a wandering artist.
Follow the bouncing... that thing. Mushroom creature or whatever.
That's a hat.
Oh.
He's basically your Navi, because obviously the dog doesn't talk. Chomp. Not he mad.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I remember New Vegas being totally fine. Again, that was like, I think that's where I was in my arc of like the amount of time I put into New Vegas informed my decision to just end up skipping the other two. Just because, like, if I couldn't get over my own hump of just finding the time to play that one. Not dissing any of those games by saying that, it's just hours in the day. Hey. Calories.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah. Still have that saved to do something with. You got, dang, I made a huge one as well. Sure. I, the dog, will lead you down the right path. On it. The trees return.
Yep. I would say I have no idea what video game I might end up playing next, but I actually totally know what it is. I have to play Detroit.
Oh, you're playing it? I thought you were going to play Mother.
Well, I don't think it's going to be. I'm not on stream. Just saying in general.
Oh, okay.
Like the next game I'm going to play. I don't think we need to stream Detroit.
I don't think we do.
I think that's a fucking David Cage ass game, and that you can see 5 minutes of it and understand whether you want to see it or not. And I don't think that we are necessarily the people who need to put it in its entirety on the internet. But for my own purposes, I have to play that game. I have to know.
Around. L1. Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh, inverted. Ooh.
Final Fantasy IX is very good.
Yes, it is. Can we do anything about that?
But yeah, even watching that little, oh, you're looking. That quick look earlier, or like I said, I'm gonna go, maybe after the stream, I'm gonna go,
oh dear, I can't options. Alright.
Try to see if there's an actual intersection that lines up with the area they were in, like, downtown Detroit in that game, because I think there might be.
Okay, oh, that's right. Save points.
I'll get that in a minute. What's the subtitle of that game?
Becoming
Become
human?
Becoming Human.
Becoming human.
I'm gonna confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, Detroit Become Human, which is not quite a sequel, but is the next game.
It's just one of
from David Cage, who made Heavy Rain and
Indigo Prophecy,
and Beyond Two Souls. Yeah, that is his body of work.
Look at those pots. Square button to attack. Gotcha.
All games that are like probably more interesting on paper than in execution. Because what he is.
Dogs need money.
What those games have tried to be in the past, as far as like these branching narrative things, you can change the outcome, is a cool idea, but very rarely have they executed like super well on that.
Oh my. This game was in fact made in 2006. I was already jumping. Oh, I can wall jump. Dogs can wall jump. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just like a combination of like the way that the story goes is kind of shit, or the acting's a little hackneyed, or both.
Jason.
Although I still liked Heavy Rain a lot at the time. I don't think I'd like it nearly as much if I played it today. Like I super wasn't satisfied by the way it ended, but the act of playing it I didn't mind. 8 to 10 years ago, or whenever that fucking game came out.
Jason. Oh my god.
Jesus.
I'm gonna be fighting with this camera real hard, man. Dog need money. I need. Oh god, it does. I have to like go like actually sit up. Gosh. Oh no, the bridge.
Alright, I have to step away for 1 second, but I'll be back in like literally a minute or two.
Just make sure you turn your mic off.
Yeah. Give me 1 moment.
And spirit brush. Hey, it's the thing that I have to do.
Oh man, if Anthem... One thing before I leave. If Anthem's the next thing Brian's waiting for, I feel like you're going to be waiting a while. Not that game won't be awesome, but I doubt that game's coming out this year. If that game comes out this year, I will be very surprised. Okay, I'll be right back.
Did you turn your mic off?
No.
Turn your mic
I'm
off.
working on it. Making sure that I do the right one. Okay.
Hold up. Hold up. I wanted to punch the other thing. Wherever is it? Hi. I have to like rejuvenate or something. Can I use? I'm not sure. Down here. I have a bark button, guys. Oh, I don't think I knew they made a new... Has there been a Shining Force game recently? You're back. What are you doing? You made me mess up.
Sorry. I didn't know you were doing anything.
Finish the consolation. Okay, I was pretty sure there hadn't been a Shining Force game in a long time.
Okay.
Look at this guardian.
I believe I'm back. Please.
God of Restoration.
Didn't they release... I feel like they put out a really bad Shining Force game on the PS2 that might not have even been the same thing.
I have never played a Shining Force game.
I actually don't know. I never played any at the time. I want to say I played one of them a little bit in one of those, like... I think the Xbox 360 Genesis Collection thing had Shining Force 1 and 2 in it, and I played a little bit on there, but I never had it. As a kid who owned a Genesis, I never had it on the Genesis proper at the time.
Teaching the way of Neil deGrasse Tyson in service. Cool. I have
There you go,
acquired
Shining
power.
Wind. Thank you, Brian.
God, I really do. I have power. Sure there.
Yeah, the Wikipedia page for this PS2 one describes it as like an action role-playing game, so they did the same thing as that, as Valkyria Revolution. They took a great game and made it garbage. At least I'm assuming. Maybe this is better than that, but,
oh my god!
fuck that game. Valkyria Revolution can still die in a fire, although supposedly that sequel's coming out maybe this year.
Oh good.
Well, no, Valkyria Chronicles 4, the next real one, if it even exists. That's on real console this time, so we shall fucking see.
Square. Did they restore the river?
Oh, I didn't even know it was on the Game Gear. That's neat.
I hella restored that river. I have a bark button.
Something to be said for video games that have a button to make a noise. That's definitely an okay thing to have in your video game product.
Oh, wait. Oh, I missed. There we go.
Oh, that's unrelated. I can
I
definitely
got an
check that out
astro
later.
pouch. It's a revive.
That's fair. We threw an ungodly amount of money on batteries using the Game Gear. Did you ever have the AC adapter? Did it? I don't think. Did it ship with that thing, or did you have to buy it separately? 'Cause that was still.
I can
Yeah.
see orange.
If you wanted to play the Game Gear for more than like 20 minutes without losing your allowance completely, you pretty much had to be tethered to a wall to do
Well,
it.
I just want to press the bark button all the time.
There you go. He did have the AC adapter, but also played it constantly.
This camera runs low when you start moving.
Oh. Look at you making those flowers.
I'm a guy.
How's that controller treating you?
It's fine.
Okay. I fucking... not quite to the same degree as my modern hatred of the N64 controller, but I do not like the PS2 controller.
PS3
Well, but they're the same thing, form factor wise. Like they just, that one's technically wireless. Although if you unplugged it, I don't know that it would stay alive.
Yeah, I
since
don't
it's
know.
pretty fucking old at
Because
this point.
I had it plugged in when I played the stuff on the Vita. On screen.
But yeah, I always loathed the shape of the PS2 controller. Even at the time, it was definitively my least favorite of the three at that moment. But
I mean, it was also up against...
as time's gone on, I hate it even more.
No, I guess it would have been the Duke or whatever. There's an controller I hate. It's too damn big.
See, that was good. I was already, even at the age of like 14 or whatever, when the Xbox came out, my hands were large enough that that controller was fine.
Too big. What are you looking at, dog? What are you...
But the second one, the S, the smaller, like the one that's closer to the Xbox 360 controller that they put out for the original Xbox later, that
Run,
is
you
great.
dog!
It's a great controller.
Run! There we go.
And GameCube, as much as there are people who hate on that, still my favorite controller of that generation,
I like
technically. It's got the cool-ass triggers. I think the layout of the face buttons is actually super clever. And then the D-pad and the C-stick still suck, but oh well. Nobody's perfect. Like, I'll even cop to the fact that the Xbox S controller, the one they released later, is probably technically better than the GameCube controller, but I think some of those things on a GameCube controller could have stood to be implemented in other systems. Specifically the face button layout thing, I think that was so smart. Like, make the primary button gigantic and right under your thumb, and make the other ones
Not like,
all
like
different
a dead space,
shapes.
like right here, in between all the buttons.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that you can tell which button you're pushing without even looking at the controller, like you can lightly
think a
touch your
lot
finger
less.
to it and know which button that you need to hit. I think that was really
Look at
smart.
this little mouse! He's got a giant sword! He's gonna teach me how to cut stuff!
Ryan, I'll give you one guess to accurately identify Brian's favorite video game interface.
I know what it is.
Okay.
It's on the device you're using right now.
Uh-huh. Although, I do have a question for Brian. Are you a like any keyboard in a storm kind of dude, or are you strictly a mechanical keyboard guy? Because like I said, I don't love keyboards for video gaming, but I do like keyboards. And I have thought about at some point plunking down the, $100 or $200 and getting a really loud, really clicky keyboard and just going to town with that fucking thing.
You cut a rock with ink. Pen is mightier than the sword.
Yeah, right. Like the MX Cherry switches are just the higher end. Basically, not like the membrane keyboards, like most of the ones you'll get from
Lord.
that are found in modern laptops, or that you get.
Here we go.
You spend like $30 or $40 at, a Walmart or whatever.
Shit. Oh, I cut
Oh.
all those trees too. Power. Oh no!
Right on. Fair enough. Oh gosh. This weird little thing has only known you for like 10 minutes. I feel like it's a little early to be on like a nickname basis with it.
My name's real long. You want to say Amaterasu over and over and over again?
You know, I guess so. So you never played the Wii version at all, right?
Nope.
So do you know if the, again, I could have confirmed this if I'd ever booted it up at any point, but do you know if the drawing was with the Wii remote in that game? Okay.
And, okay.
I agree. I do like me a good full keyboard. And yeah, travel on buttons.
God.
Travel on buttons is appreciated. Although I honestly don't know. I wonder how many people. Probably not a ton. Like I think that's one of the reasons that they started taking them out of almost all the laptops and stuff. Or like moving all the full keyboard buttons, like the numpad stuff, and because I bet like normal people don't really use them that often. For programming stuff, that shit's essential. So it bums me out when I'm at a keyboard and for some reason it is not a full keyboard. But, if you're just like a dude who writes emails or whatever, I can't imagine you give a shit that much.
Oh Lord. Da, 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 da.
There you go. Normies don't use numpads. Got it.
I use them.
Although I will say, as weird as it is, I very rarely use the numpad to type in numbers. And I don't know why that is. I think it was probably the way I use it for all the alternate, like the end home and page up, page down. Like, that's like 95% easily of my numpad use. I think that's because I never used those, like all that stuff I just started using after I started programming, like when I was like 13, and you know, sort of early in like my career of using a computer for shit. I just used the numbers, you know, at the top of the keyboard. So I guess I never shook that for some reason.
Get shook.
You're the worst.
What did he say? What?
I'm just disappointing him with the way I use keyboards.
Isn't he the worst though?
Oh.
I need this. Gotta go cut some villagers out of a peach. BRB.
Oh, if you hate my left-handed mice, then I got one more. So this laptop that I'm on now, I like almost everything about it, except that the keyboard is not my favorite. And my least favorite thing about the keyboard is that there's no right shift key, or not right shift. There's no right control key.
Thing on most keyboards.
Yeah, most of them. Well, there's a control key on each side, a shift key on each side, and an alt key on each side. Usually, this one does not. Inexplicably, it has that stupid, which I can't believe they put on any keyboard anymore. The fucking context menu button.
Oh, yeah.
The button on the keyboard that right-clicks the mouse, which is the most useless shit I can imagine on like a modern PC. So I had to download like a registry editor to change that key into a right control key so I could feel like a human again. And now it's fine, but it felt like a stupid thing that I had to fix. Like, I would fire whoever at Microsoft thought that like this keyboard needed that button, because that's fucking stupid.
Well, I'm pretty sure the villagers are all fucked like that.
Brian says the right control key is the appendix of the keyboard. I would still submit that it's more useful than the fucking I don't even know what this button's called. The one that opens the right click menu on everything in Windows.
Nobody's alive. We're sitting again.
There you go. Accidentally hitting it with your thumb. Accurate. It's that and accidentally turning on sticky keys all the time.
Shift, shift, shift.
Oh, he bonked off that wall real good.
I don't know how the dog's supposed to get back up the ladder. Oh. More just... Okay. That dog didn't have to climb the ladder. Good. High ground. Oh, okay. We got an arrow here. Gotta swing this camera right around. Follow this bad boy. Really? You don't say.
Some part of me wants to see this, does want to see this like actually right next to the PS4 version, because I do bet they're very similar.
Probably.
And I think this game's graphics probably scale really well to HD and whatever platform you put it on. Like, it's so stylized, and
I mean, it's like Wind Waker.
those thick-ass lines, man. Some good stuff.
Ooh. Oh gosh. Here we go.
Oh, that's fair. Like, I think that probably does make sense, that it's on there for, like, accessibility reasons.
It's a curse!
Did you see that, the physical images of that Xbox One accessibility controller?
I've seen some of
that
it.
thing looks really awesome. I kind of want to buy one at some point just to fuck around with it, but, that's a really cool thing to make. Good on Microsoft for building a product like that.
I made the sunrise. This old man has an orange on his head. Mr. Orange.
Indeed. Brian wants me in prison for my arrow key use. Look, man, give it a few more years. Trump's America, you might get your wish. Huh?
Yeah, because they can't see the, like, God marking stuff. Like, they just literally
We'll
see
see
it.
that.
This is what they see as opposed to this. Fight this man.
How close is this to, like, the rare language? It's just like a different dialect.
You're monsters.
Man, they're gonna fill that sinkhole at the White House by throwing reporters into it. That's how that thing's gonna get stopped up. Give it another, like, 5 or 6 weeks.
It was also an hour longer.
No, but that's pretty funny. Although, I think maybe I did, but that was way longer ago. Like, I feel like that was, like, 6 months ago or something. Certainly fitting that everything Trump touches eventually becomes a giant hole in the ground.
Maybe the tone was like the Earth is trying to reclaim it. Okay, look, I need water. I got praise. Praise me. dimension. Take Amaterasu from feudal Japan through the future, and Donald Trump is the last boss of this game.
Oh, that would make this game so shitty. Oh.
Oh. Gotta go feed some birds.
Don't degrade it by having him exist within it. It's not worth the trouble.
Yeah. Our menu. That's a feed. And we got divine retribution. You can like put points. You can put praise into things. I only have 20 right now.
Okay.
Can't like this is my life. Number of ink, like, because that goes down.
So you can just use more ink powers or
I
whatever?
think this is like... These are like revives, but you have to fill it up by getting food. That's just money. Yeah. Brush strokes.
Oh god, what's that one?
What?
No, that one.
It's just you cover the
Spastic.
area.
Just,
Just cover it in. Yeah. Farm menu. I liked these a lot. Because they've got like these paintings behind them. They basically look like old... I like them. Someone who has taken some art history classes. Like, specifically Asian ones. Looks like they're really... I can't see them forever.
oh, so it's a video game.
Oh, feed the birds! The bird seed.
Does that bird also see you as just a dog, or...?
I don't think so. I think the animals can see that I'm some kind of deity. I think we're chill. This goes on for a long time.
You spent a long time with the bird.
The bird will remember that.
Mm-hmm. The bird will not die for you.
Who's Ed? Am I just supposed to skip it, or
You slowly walk the bird home. I guess.
you spent
yeah.
a long time with the bird?
Look, you can just...
I guess we'll just.
Man, if you want to get zen, you can just leave this
Hello,
screen
Zen.
up and...
Give me that praise, bird. 5 praise, birds. My followers. Join the flock. Oh, I don't have. Oh, I can bite the bird. That's rude.
Let's for that dude's head.
Mm.
I guess it's a helmet?
Oh.
Oh, alright, well. Fuck you too, guy. Is that the only way to finish dudes off? Is with the
No, you
ink
can
thing,
do
or
it
can you just
normally, but
you just kept hitting them?
You
Eventually
basically
they
can like stun them, and
and that's your like finishing move equivalent.
What did you want? No, that's not.
You can bite everything if you want to.
Oh, I think you wanted me to finish them in 15 seconds.
Man, they should put a timer on screen if they want to. I wonder if that counts. Maybe it freezes that time.
not ink.
when you do That sounded like you did it right. There you go.
Or no, he just told me it went on for how long.
Oh, alright.
Weird.
Whatever.
Oh well.
Got the vertical on. Dude, jump again.
I want to get going at full speed.
Whoosh. Holy shit. Whoosh. Dog can jump.
Ah, I can do the triangle.
There you go. I'd suggest that it might just be there so you can fiddle with the combat, which is probably
I did no
accurate.
such thing, woman.
Are you stealing turnips or whatever?
I did no such thing. I have been framed.
Playing Renegade Dog over here. Indeed.
I think that was the guy that I just automatically did something else.
Is that how much of a Zelda game this is? Like, you'll just jump over stuff sometimes? That's weird. Draw one.
I restored it. I'm the greatest. Praise me!
God's answered my prayers. For laundry. Oh, alright. There you go. It's a big sun. Oh, maybe too big. Just to go the right direction? Okay,
No, it's just you just have to draw a circle. My word. Yeah, praise me.
More praise than those birds. I guess you did summon the sun for her.
True.
So.
All I did was feed those birds. Plus, how much praise can a bird actually give? It's a bird. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Woof, woof, woof.
Middle-aged warrior. Oh shit, it's freaking out.
Nice. Sleep time. Just need to go get a rooster to wake him up.
Y'all doing mad flips in the air.
I'm a dog doing flips and shit.
Straight up G. Cut the sword in the background.
That was rude. Can you cut the other one? Oh, too late now.
I gone.
Yep, you look like you're making progress.
Thanks.
Evil guitar monkey?
Hell yeah.
Go.
Bonus.
Oh.
did accumulate praise. Actually, have to hold the button down. Oh, inject. See what it doesn't stay in if there's enough. Fun.
Woof, 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 woof.
Wait a minute, when you give me a bark button, I'm gonna use the bark button. Make myself perfectly clear. I got you, fool.
I got you, fool.
Bark, bark, bark.
Indeed.
What will the neighbors think? Do something. Mighty squirrels. Does he have the skills to pay the bills?
Do you have to go, like, help him train or something? Indeed.
Gotta go get some brains. Polish work?
Indeed. Just gotta go polish some rice.
Hell yeah.
Fix the thingy.
I'm gonna do it. Fixed. Blam! I have no idea. Yeah. Girl who likes some machinery, if you know what I mean. Mill didn't praise me? Fuck you, Mill. I'm gonna break you now.
No, don't do it.
No. Hey, can you finish the drinks? Hey. Hey.
Windows Vista of the God.
Eat all these rice balls! Oh gosh.
Indeed.
Chomp. Eat the whole bale.
Like all wolf creatures, who primarily subsist on rice.
Yep. You know? The asshole. Brought us some brews. Cracking open a cold one with the boys.
Indeed. Oh wow.
We off.
I have to realize that he had the power inside him all along.
Somehow cutting it that high disappeared the entire thing.
So you're like he's like the Mr. Satan of this game.
Yeah, he really is.
Alright.
I mean, look at him. He's basically Mr. Satan already. Dog doesn't care. I thought you were trying to get out of town, bro. Sure you don't. Oh gosh. Sword was like almost gone.
The first time they referred to it as an Epon in the text?
No,
Will they always do
did
that?
before.
That's cool.
Howdy, gal. Huge butt.
Each butt indeed. For sure, Kim Kardashian wore that same dress to the Golden Globes this year. Indeed.
Oh, string. Tree, I'm dead. Crazy.
Oh man, I always like eating large quantities of popcorn.
Chomp.
That's one of the finer things in life.
The dog's asleep again. Oh,
I
great.
feel you, man. She's just going on and on.
No. I too am protected by the fresh scent of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Bah.
Yeah, that's fair. It's hard not... For some reason, it's hard not to eat popcorn late at night. I don't know, well, that's what Brian just said, but I feel like most of my popcorn eating also happens either at the movies or late at night, or sometimes both.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Trying not to eat late is for the best. You can manage it.
I mean, it really just depends on when you sleep. That is the biggest
Well,
factor.
whatever, yeah, but... Pounce on that nose.
We go. Where was the closest one? Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, so it's outside the village. And then we gotta go. Simulate? Nope. Just right. There's that. I guess I should probably just save first. So there might be one out. I don't know. I'm paranoid.
So what are you going to do now?
I gotta go fix some trees. Because they're broken. You were sleeping like the wolf. I don't have anything to give these bunnies. Can't get praise from those bunnies. Relax.
I like me a good popcorn party. Feedbag meat. That stuff you could afford. Sometimes it's really expensive. Jeez. Just give that all to various creatures to gain their praise. Rabbits, would you like meat?
Never ending feed the rabbits.
Feed the wabbit. Feed the wabbit.
That's not good. Jump it up. Oh, great. This place looks lovely. Things are going grand here.
That doesn't look good.
Things be hella bad. Yeah, it does not look good. Curse!
Oh, the Shining Force game is for the Switch. I did not know that. Alright, that's cool. That face. Dude. You go talk to that dude.
Yeah, session. I guess I don't have the thing yet. Oh geez, I'm in the curse zone.
Oh, you'd gone and did it now. Rob your power.
nameless man.
Have he introduced himself? Hi, I'm the nameless man.
That looks like a nice river. We should go more towards it. Well, this place looks lovely.
So is this like a dungeon, sort of?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get like the plant revitalizing thing, which also makes me grow lily pads in water, I think. I think those are the same thing. They're both a circle motion from what I remember.
Oh, I thought that Metro game got delayed into next year.
Eh.
Let me double check.
Good job! Oh, I do this too. The Traveler's Charm. Increasing my godhood level by 1. Oh dear. Oh no.
Yeah, there's an article from like a week ago
It's bad.
saying that it got delayed to 2019.
This camera.
Sorry, I ruined Brian's day, I guess.
Weird.
With my release date information.
Well, these guys are having a grand time. Oh, I ruined it. What's that butt?
Running.
Running, and running. Yay! Oh no!
Yeah, I think, say, Shenmue 3 just got delayed also.
Oh, surprise.
Which is technically right up my alley. I backed that game on Kickstarter, and I'm not, like, 100% sure why. I'm technically glad that it's going to come out, I guess, but I really can't imagine that it's going to be very good, honestly. Although I suppose we'll see.
Oh gosh! Do it. Just stop it from going out. Okay.
Gotta get yourself a new list, man. There's not this list of video games that are coming out this year anymore. Don't know. There's a weird... I'm assuming it's not getting picked up on the mics, but...
Thank you.
There's a weird noise coming from... Do you want me to go check?
It sounds like an edger. I think it might be your dad doing some edging. It's time to talk to this guy. Oh, no, just kidding. It's more of these fools. Oh, dear. You got a drum.
Yeah, there you go. I like Crackdown 1 a lot. Crackdown 3 might be awesome. Oh, fuck that thing up. Spin it.
Win that wolf.
It's the wolf god equivalent of rubbing your butt on the carpet.
Probably.
Red Dead was delayed, but till into this year still currently. Because I think that game was going to be like really late summer, and instead I think it's coming out in like October now. But hey, man, there's still time for it to get pushed to 2019, so we'll see. Okay, October 26th. I knew it was in like fallish. Did you hear that they announced a date range for when the Star Wars theme parks are opening at the Disney parks? Summer for Disneyland and late fall, they said, for Disney World. So if we went in like, you know, December or January, we could totally do that. Those are historically low traffic times for the parks. They'll probably be busier than usual because of that. That's all I'm saying. Just an idea. You heard how I feel, man. I want my photo with Mickey Mouse. I want to ride them. But when we went as kids, because we obviously didn't do it that other time we went a couple years ago. When we went as kids, I'm pretty sure we didn't ride the Dumbo ride. So I'm pretty sure I've never been on a Small World, because you know, yeah, right, kind of fuck a Small World, like. That thing wiggle. There you go. Brian doesn't want to go to Disney World, but he doesn't want to hair across. I mean, I bet you could find plenty of other reasons to find yourself in like South Florida or South Texas, and also get a hair across. Oh. I mean, now that you've seen all of the Harry Potter films, does that move the needle for like Universal Studios? Do you want to go live Harry Potter for an afternoon? Because you totally could.
Orb! Oh, it's a save.
Hey man, you should keep an eye out on those weird, like their, like the last minute flights on Southwest or whatever. It's just like, hey, how about you fly somewhere for like $50 because we didn't sell them all.
How about this, okay?
Go to Florida, catch a hair across, eat a Cinnabon at the airport, and then come back.
That's a bear.
this bear doing this of its own volition? Like, this is just what this bear does? Hangs out on his ball and falls asleep? You know, just an ordinary sleepy bear.
How is this helping? I don't want to hurt the bear.
Sorry. Alright, well. Just kidding, he's dead. There you go. So if I were dating Brian and egged him on, he'd probably work on Chicago. That's the lesson I'm taking from the chat here. Shame, man. Who's to say that can't happen? This is 2018. We're all probably gonna die anyway. Let's, you know, crush that crystal.
Yes, I do remember.
Just this afternoon, we are back. We've come full circle and are back to threatening North Korea with war again. So, you know, good job, America.
But the peace talks have been canceled, but you can still get the commemorative whatever from the White House gift shop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I wanted to show it to you earlier.
I mean, the better part of that is that they made them ahead of time.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
of course, Donald Trump would do that because he's a fucking animal.
I'll find that one tweet. They released a statement. It's like, you can totally get your money back, but most people don't because they want it as a keepsake. Like, that was in their fucking official messaging. It was like, of course it is. Come on.
Brian's a one-woman fella. That's fine. No pressure. But yeah, that honestly still, for the week and a half or whatever when it was almost true, I was more than a little astonished by how much credit people were giving. Just these talks are happening, and I'm like, but they haven't happened, and then surprise, you know, shock to everyone. Nobody in the White House knows what they're fucking doing, and guess what? It grew a whatever. It's a weird thing. Oh man, it grew the weird charm or whatever. No, but what's the little the rope thing tied around it?
Oh, it's just like a rope. Shows that it's.
But that's that's supposed to show that it's right. Indeed.
Another constellation, you say? Sorry, I'm looking for this thing. Boop.
Boop.
Ow. I do too.
Hey man, always hold out there. We don't need to get into this on here if you don't want to, but if you ever tried online dating, I don't know if you should or not, because Phil and them have all done that and had super mixed results with it. But I would still say it's probably worth doing just because it's more, you know, it's one more iron in the proverbial fire, I guess.
It's a coin, is what they had made. The coin will be made whether or not the summit occurs as scheduled. Because the theme is coming closer to peace and celebrates the act of communication among countries If the summit does not occur, you can request a refund, but most supporters have said they want this as an heirloom of political history, regardless of outcome.
It's a participation medal that you have to buy for yourself in honor of someone else. Oh my god. Fuck you. That's amazing. Oh. Jesus Christ.
This monkey's gonna give me a power.
Let me tell you about women who smoke and have kids. Fair enough.
What, online dating?
I guess.
Damn.
I haven't heard too many stories about that from, like, Phil and them, but way too many. Just a ton of, like, you know, I saw them once or twice, and it seemed like it was fine, and then they ghosted me. And I'm like, alright, well, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's hard out there.
Look, I saved the world. World saved. I did it. Look at all that praise!
Up top, swear to God.
I mean, set the timer to a different... Like, you can have the screen turn off thing. The timer.
No, I know. I'm just... It's mostly
Lifted
fun.
the evil curse! What about it?
Woof, woof, woof.
Okay, we just need to, there we go.
Oh, excuse me.
Slowly bring the camera around.
Oh.
Up to that. Where are you going?
I don't know if it would be I don't know how well it would work out in practice. I obviously haven't tried it. But I have been wondering recently if one of the better ways that you might be able to meet somebody would be like through some kind of volunteer work. Because I'm gonna say that, like, you know, the way things have been going lately, that the workplace is probably not necessarily that you want to, like, I don't know if it ever was, but even more so now. But like if you did something like that where you found some cause that you were invested in and you could set aside a couple hours a week to do it, you'll probably be interfacing with some other people. And even if nothing like that did occur, at least you'd accomplish something. Like you'd, as opposed to like that's where I feel like at least then you'd have something to show for the time you put in, as opposed to like you go on a dinner with somebody and then it doesn't work out and then it just feels like you wasted 3 hours of your life or whatever.
Do they like seeds? Boars like seeds. Love me.
Give it up, boars.
Put something in a thing. Good night. Yeah.
Anime exercising. Is that a thing? I mean, it sounds like it could be. Like there's like a spin class where everybody just also watches Naruto, because I guess that's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Ever gets you moving, man. Oh, that tree's weird. It's following me. Oh. Bite it.
No.
Is it just like flavor text?
Yeah.
It's old. Do you remember you mentioning that weighted vest? Where did you get that from? Like a sporting goods store or like Amazon or? Because as ridiculous as Dragon Ball Z is, that's honestly not a bad idea. Just to get more out of your workout.
Is there something wrong?
Okay. I guess that worked.
Oh, okay.
You just need to cover more of it or something.
Strange. I did a thing.
I might consider buying something like that too.
Plant trees. Sink down trees.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a lot more exercise recently, and I haven't done this time, but previously, like some other times where I was just trying to get the most out of, you know, a long walk or whatever, I would just take a backpack and fill it with like a pretty heavy number of books, and, you know, essentially accomplish the same thing, but the distribution's not as good. Anyway.
I made a tree.
Oh.
I killed the tree. Killed the tree. Jump. There is the bridge. Bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I'm right here. Hey. Chomp, chomp, chomp. I can also feel these ones too.
I'm doing it. Did you heal all those trees?
One tree.
And some, like, lemons?
Avocado.
Can I ask a stupid question? What do avocados grow on? I have no idea.
Google it.
Probably not a bush. Trees. Brian says trees. I'll take his word for it.
Can I, like, cut these guys before we fight? No. Look at that skill. Terrible save.
Ooh. Short, wide trees.
They call me.
Someday, I feel like I'd like to have a fruit tree. I feel like that would be cool.
How much fruit do you want?
I don't know.
It's gonna be a lot.
How much fruit does a tree make? I guess it depends on the kind of tree.
Not big. Can be a lot.
I mean, if it was just like based on total volume, I'd probably just go with apples or pears, because I'll eat some damn apples and pears. But I feel like if I had a lemon tree, it would be exciting and
Monkeys like seeds. Monkeys like seeds.
like I like some lemonade from time to time.
This is not the climate for lemon trees.
but-
Let me tell-
but-
anything citrus, no.
I mean, that's fair.
Just don't.
But I don't like need lemons all the time, so I feel like if I did have a lemon tree, like that would be all the lemons I would ever need for the rest of my life.
No, don't go away, fruit. What is it for blooming all these trees at once? Monkeys fucking love me.
There you go. Apples, berries, pears. You go out and shake them. Animal Crossing. That's how picking fruit works.
I'm gonna bruise all of you.
Is that four-leaf clover? I guess.
No, it is. It's like what their logo looks very similar to that, like presentation. What did I get? Digging tips.
Ooh.
I had a dog. I did.
Dude, oh my god, that's the right answer. If I could have a maple tree that I could get syrup out of, that's living right there.
Tap that shit.
Fuck everything else. Oh god.
Oh god, that's so far away! What a good ship. There we go.
Hang that bucket is right. That's fucking awesome. So good. Maple syrup's the best. Aunt Jemima can eat shit. I mean, that pure, uncut, real ass syrup.
Ass syrup.
No. Well, Aunt Jemima, yes.
I got a sun fragment. Hey, look at that. It's a heart piece.
Mm-hmm.
The boy. What the fuck is making that sound?
I want my sweet condiments to be pure as the driven snow. I want syrup that comes out of trees, and I want honey that doesn't come out of a bear-shaped bottle. These are my terms. Oh.
I also think that was their, like, their sound or whatever. Like it came up with their logo. It wasn't. They didn't show up before this. I think this came out post Clover's dissolved. There's no point in having it there. Pretty sure that was the sound. What are these monkeys?
Tried the oval-shaped bottles. I don't know. I mean, I don't have that much use for honey, honestly. Like, nope. I like it when I encounter it, but I certainly use syrup more, which also is not a ton. But you know, if I have pancakes or waffles in front of me, I probably want to put some fucking syrup on.
Ooh.
Yeah, honey's great. Honey's great on biscuits. Doing KFC style is fine. Nothing like a little, just like warm milk. Dab of honey in there. It's very soothing.
What do you want, guy?
Right, yeah, exactly. Biscuits are the bane of... Biscuits are delicious traps, is pretty much accurate.
Oh god.
Oh god, yeah, that's...
Oh, the curse. I'm gonna fix it. Kablam! Later, curse.
Should we put honey on a bagel? I feel like my mom used to do that.
I have never done that.
I'm just wondering, like, I don't think that's a real, like... I'm not sure if, yeah, I can think of any other instance where someone has ever done that. But it's fine, I guess. It's just, you know...
I'm not big on honey. Just in general. It's fine in very small quantities, but I don't really like it. Yeah, praise!
Probably put it on in pretty much anything that's like gluten-y. I've had it on toast before, it's fine. It's just like, you know, it's not the first thing you think of because you always go to like jelly or jam or just butter or whatever. But yeah, honey and biscuits, pretty good. Brian does not compute your dislike of, or I guess non-enthusiasm for honey.
Bro, I revived 2 Guardian Saplings. Time to take this dog for a walk.
Indeed.
Look at that pose.
Your dog is barking.
Yes. upgrades I can put stuff in. Oh, just go well. Why not? I like that.
Broke Brian's honey heart.
Cool.
What is the still the amount that dog can jump? It's like what if there was a breed of dog that could jump that high? Like,
there are dogs that can get very high.
I mean, not like
Can I do anything with those
10 feet high.
traveler's cars? I don't know what that means.
Like, would you just have to
My
like tie
godhood
it,
went up too.
tie it to a stake constantly and hope that it doesn't snap its own neck, like trying to leap over the fence to catch squirrels? Or...
Oh god, there's so many things to do.
You know, Jack Russell Terriers have like a high vertical. What's the highest jumping dog?
I don't know. You're the one with the computer in front of you. You want like per volume or like just literally all?
Highest jump is the very bottom of like all these suggested Google searches. The top one is highest bite force. The world's highest dog jump was 68 inches, achieved by a greyhound. That's pretty fucking impressive.
It is taller
That's a
than
lot of.
me.
That's a lot of jump. Holy shit!
Greyhounds. I'm gonna go to this curse store. I'm gonna go to this curse store.
There you go. Add that to your list of life goals. Go to space. Own property with fruit trees. Have a dog jump over you.
Have a dog jump over you.
But that's way past the world record.
Make it more impressive.
Yes.
Dead.
You need some specialized dogs to like probably have to get doping involved at that point.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I hate these guys. They're so annoying. Come on.
If anyone's ever been kicked out of like the kennel club for doping.
More bunnies! Crazy bunnies. Oh god.
Yeah, they liked him before. Enemy in the gates.
Hell yeah.
Bunny love.
What do you want, bro? No? You about
You okay, buddy?
Curse. Oops.
Alright.
Minecraft. Oh my god, not too.
Oh.
Like, get it in the right orientation.
Joe. You're bopping him. You ass monkey. Oh gosh. That's really something. My body, she is cursed.
Oh my god. Seriously?
Alright, well. Beat these up.
Because I don't have a traveler's channel? Fucking.
You consumed. You defeated.
Fuck this guy. Spooky house appears. Picked up more seeds!
Okay. In progress. We're playing. I feel like this game's not terribly short. Like,
It's
probably
super long.
like 15, 20 hours long. I mean, I guess we'll see.
Strange jump. Sure thing.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember this.
So these are like side quests or something.
Yeah. Speak of the night.
Alright. Kill these things.
I defeated. Oh, they all died when he died. Here we go.
Indeed. Moon cave entrance. Brian was away for a hot second. He didn't miss much. Fought a couple dudes.
Yeah.
Pretty and like slightly ominous.
Bad shit's gonna go down here. That hurt. Ooh. I did not do
Whoa.
that. That was an auto jump. Stop it. Bad.
So you backtracking? I'm just gonna go
Yeah, I
find
can't
a
go
save point
forward.
or whatever. Okay. Like I said, it's good. We made some progress.
I might have to go back into the village to actually do that because I'm not sure if there's one out. Was there one outside? I don't remember. I'll see if I can see one on the map. Oh, it's those. I think it's those circles.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are safe points. Run. Come on.
Plump, 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 plump,
Because
plump,
it's
plump.
based on how long you hold the movement down. Oh, bye. Oh, Lord. There we go.
Accessing hard disk drive.
Beep, beep, borp, boop, beep.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up basically right now.
Yeah.
As soon as this game freaking saves. Alright. Cool, we did it. We started Okami.
Yeah!
Like you said, I'm not
Okami.
100% sure how long this game is, but I think minimum I'm going to say like 10 to 15 hours.
Oh, longer than 10 for sure.
But I feel like it's in the 20-ish range.
How long is...
Let Google tell us for sure.
long is Okami?
This is the mouse I'll
How long
need.
is
Hang on a second.
They're saying... Main story is 35 and a
Okay,
half.
that's longer than I thought, honestly. But that's cool.
On average, it's like 30, 35, 36.
Alright. I'm into it.
And I mean, I'm not going for 100%.
Right.
I'm just going to go.
Finish it. Very
Sure.
cool. It's still super pretty.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing.
I like this game a lot.
Yeah, it's cool.
The camera leaves things to be desired, but this is like a 12-year-old game,
Yeah, it's been a bit.
so I can understand. PS2 game.
Right on. Alright, well, I guess that's going to do it for tonight. So, we'll probably be back next Thursday.
Can't imagine why we wouldn't.
So until then, see you later.
Bye!